You're listening to the Claret and Big Blue podcast on the Pass the Gravy Podcast Network.
Damn, Daniel.
And here we go.
And we are live.
We'll do it live!
Welcome everyone to Claret and Big Blue, probably the only podcast on the internet dedicated to West Ham United. That's right, football and football balls. For everyone's taste, as always, this episode is brought to the good people at Lucid Illusions. So you should check out their new album, Something New, available now on Spotify. You can hear them now doing our theme song. It's pretty damn sweet. I'm Mike Fish.
Yeah, it
joined
is.
as always by Alex Middleton. Alex, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good, man. How the heck are you doing, buddy? You look all crazy in your streamer cave now with the blue lights behind you.
Right, looks good, right?
Yeah, what game are you streaming tonight, huh? Tonight we'll be playing Call of Duty. We'll be dutying it up. Follow
Make sure
the
to
chat.
hit that follow. Keep it friendly in the chat. Yeah, that's what I guess some mood lighting. Yeah, annoyingly, because of the blue, for those watching, the blue soundproofing things. Any other color, because it has like 12 different colors. But if you choose any other color, it kind of just eats it and it kind of looks shit. So I'm just kind of stuck with blue for now.
Blue's a good color. It's my favorite color, so it's perfect.
It's big blue.
Perfect.
Big blue.
It's the color
It's a
of the
big blue.
Giants. Yeah.
You're looking jacked, my friend. Have you been working out?
I have, I mean, not any more than usual, but yeah, getting back to it after not doing shit for Christmas.
What do you bench?
I don't bench.
What do you do? Just
It's all like
curls.
like kettlebell hit workouts and running.
I got a fever. The only prescription is kettlebell.
More kettlebell.
That'd be a good personal trainer, wouldn't it?
That'd be a good shirt to wear at the gym. People would be like, I get it. This guy's got jokes.
Copyright Claret and Big Blue. No one else see what.
Yeah, we got verbal trademark.
Well, there's probably a bunch of them. But anyway. What a week! What a week! We have experienced this week in 2 long years. Okay, is he been here? No, he hasn't. Is he been here? No. How long's? Well, anyway, Kenny Golladay scored a $76 million touchdown.
Yeah, he's not
Sunday.
scored any others. So yeah, him and Andrew Thomas now have as many touchdowns as one another, and one of them plays offensive tackle. So
Kayvon Thibodeau
$6 million
has as many touchdowns.
Yeah, he
as
has many.
Kenny Golladay.
Right. I mean, I don't really like. Good for him, I guess, to get the monkey off his back. But like, I don't really care. It was a meaningless game, and Kenny Golladay is obviously done with this team after this season. So good for him. I liked the graphic that was going around where it was like he only needs 76 more catches, and he could be getting this bonus. And it's like, obviously, he's named it. I think he had 2 catches on the night. Like, still, even with third stringers, he had 2 catches. Like, come on. You gotta do better than that.
I mean, we can dive into that. The Giants obviously played the Eagles on Sunday in a completely meaningless game for us.
Yes,
However,
2 catches for 30 yards and a touchdown.
It was quite fun because, like, technically, even I guess they didn't know what was happening over in the Dallas-Washington game. It was meaningful for the Eagles, so it's quite nice to see us being able to we don't care, but them having to like frantically start their starters and be like, we need to win. It's like, Christ. But I did go into this game having the mentality of, it doesn't matter. Win, lose, or draw. We're 60. I don't care. And then literally 30 seconds in, suddenly I'm like, "Go, come on!" I was in.
Right.
There
were moments where you were like, are we going to fuck shit up? Because I was kind of like, it's good if the Eagles get the 1 seed because I don't want the Cowboys to get the 1 seed. And then I also, I didn't really care if the 49ers did, but like, I didn't know what was going to go on in that game. So I was really hoping the Cowboys wouldn't get the 1 seed. So I was like, I don't really care. Like, this game doesn't matter. And like you thought the Cowboys had everything to play for. The Cowboys shit the bed. Dak looks good, right? Like that's playoff ready. That's gotta be fun. We're like going in with Danny, like confident, like they're like, hey, I hope you like Dak Prescott and his 1 million interceptions he's thrown this year. I don't know. If it was weird that like we just kept hanging around, and like I know that we kind of came back at the end in some like garbage time, but like Philly was trying and we still hung with them with third stringers. So that was the coaching. Again, we've said coaching is really the biggest difference in this team. And you saw that again on Sunday. And you just hope that the ones, when they go in against the Vikings this weekend, can pull it off.
It was impressive. I thought, even though I think, and maybe towards the end, they kind of started to panic a little bit. But obviously, you can argue that the Eagles kind of chilled out a little bit because they're like, okay, we don't need to go full.
But Hurts was still in, wasn't he? Like
Hurts was. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why they kept him in the whole game. That was whatever, but doesn't matter to us. But I was still impressed. Just Wink Martindale amazes me every week. The fact that he took, I made a joke on Twitter, like 2 guys from the cafeteria, and I think one of the groundsmen was in the defense on Sunday, and he managed to hold the Eagles to 22 points, which I thought was incredibly impressive. I was very like, hats off. I'm not taking my hat off. My hair's a mess, but you know what I mean. Hats off.
Right? No,
Wink.
he was like we were able to dial it up against the best team in the conference, one of the best teams in the league, and only lose by 6. Like this was a much better showing than the game we had our starters in. I think this just shows like maybe this is a different Giants team the last couple of weeks. Really, since that Washington game, I feel like there was kind of a shift, you know, like I think that Washington game was like a must win. Hey, if we fucking win this, we're in the driver's seat for the playoffs. We won that game. And then, you know, we beat the Colts, and then like that Eagles game, it didn't matter. So like, I think that a lot of what happened from that Washington game on is kind of what's shaped this team. And I feel pretty damn good about him. Like going back to the Colts game, I know that was 2 weeks ago, but you can't, again, I know it was the Colts, but like, you can't not feel good about where the team was at when their starters last played. And then the fact that like they didn't have their starters in and were still able to hang. It's like, okay, just as a team in general, like I think the Giants are in the right spot right now. And I mean, we should have beat the Vikings a couple weeks back. We should have beat the Vikings right before Christmas. And I don't see any reason why we can't beat the Vikings. Like we match up fairly well against them. We've shown that we can move the ball. Daniel Jones is playing his best football all season right now when it matters most. And like he'd go fucking Eli mode on him and just protect the ball. Don't be stupid. Get Saquon his opportunities. Don't focus only on the run, but make sure we can run the ball. And I don't know, the Giants could be walking out. Like I'm not gonna be shocked if we walk out with a win. I if we lose, okay, whatever. Again, we didn't expect to be here, but this is a good spot for Giants fans to be in right now, where we're feeling frisky.
We just need to make sure
we've achieved what we wanted.
We just need to make sure when we're playing the Vikings that we need to get a lead more than 3, or we need to hold them behind their 20-yard line, because otherwise they're going to score like an 80-yard field goal to win the game.
Yeah. We got to just focus on that. So I think that hopefully we've learned from that. And I mean, really that game like showed that we could hang with like one of the top teams in the NFC. And I think like you see that, then you see the follow-up game with like that's kind of how that all went after that. And I don't know, man. It's I guess we had Washington, then we had the Vikings where we were frisky. It just showed you can kind of hang with those teams. And I mean, we're not a team that's supposed to win a Super Bowl or anything like that. I'm not expecting that, but like we're frisky right now, and I mean, we could fuck up somebody's season. I don't see us going on like a crazy run or anything like that, although I would be cool with that. But we are frisky enough to like fuck up the Vikings season or something like that. I could see that happen, which would be awesome. Just give us next week. Give us next week. That'd be sick.
Yeah, I'm not writing home about it telling we were going to win, but I'm optimistic about the game against the Vikings. And then remind me how it works. So the Eagles,
they play the lowest remaining seed.
So basically,
like if the Seahawks win, then it would be the Seahawks against the Eagles. If we win, then it will most likely be against the Eagles, unless the Seahawks win.
And who the Seahawks are playing 49ers, right?
Seahawks playing 49ers, so probably
they're not gonna win.
Probably us against the Eagles, and then it would be 49ers against the Bucks, because the Bucks are gonna upset the Cowboys.
Yeah, because Dak will throw 3 interceptions, and even if the Cowboys are winning with 15 seconds to go, Tom Brady will just remember who is Tom Brady, and then he'll just
9-0 in his career against Dallas. So
and was
get it to 10.
Cowboys are like 1-4 on grass or some bullshit. I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, they're not good on natural turf
stats.
or natural grass. Yeah. So hopefully those all hold true and the Cowboys lose. And that like if we could advance and the Cowboys could lose, that would make me just really happy.
Oh, if we make it further,
that would just be a little cherry on top of the season right there, you know.
That'd be that.
Like Cowboys out 1 round earlier. Like, oh no, that sucks that we're in the divisional round. Wild.
I'm just super glad that we didn't get the Monday night primetime game.
I was kind of hoping we might.
I did the Sunday night or the Saturday night primetime, but I didn't want to.
I think we're in a good spot.
The Manning cast is on Monday.
That always helps if you're losing, though.
It does, but it's too important of a game. I'd need to focus, but I'd feel bad not watching Eli. So I'd be like,
yeah. I would have been cool if we had the noon Sunday game or the 3:00 Sunday game, which we did get. So I was cool with that. It's just like it's always like weird. Like no team that ever wins out of that first Saturday game goes on to do anything, I feel like.
Is that like a legitimate correlational stat though?
No. It's just like I don't ever remember any of those teams going far after that. So it's like, all right, it was always like Bengals or Texans or the AFC South, and I think the AFC South now has like the Jags play Chargers in Jacksonville, like as the late Saturday game.
Also, so going back to the Giants Eagles game, there was a couple of, let's say, interesting offensive decisions during this game, with the fake punt in which our kicker just got sacked and it just looked embarrassing. And then was it the offside kick to start the second half?
Yeah, onside kick, and then we had a fake field goal, I think, too. We had some trickery with Lawrence Cager. Getting some like the flea flicker almost. I think that what we saw there was like all those like fuck it plays. Like the fuck it plays. We tried them out. We were like, hey, let's just see it. You know, like let's see how it goes in a real game. Like you get some real game reps with it, and they didn't go well. So good thing we did it there and not in a playoff game. Something.
But I do like the image of Brian Daboll just dusting off his weird like. Fuck it, let's just try this. And it's like randomly going through his book. Let's try 60.
You're just like, yeah, you pick one. Go with that fake punt.
Oh god, here comes Alex O in the chat with his fun facts. Last time the Giants were the 6th seed and had a tie in the regular season, playing the Vikings in the first round in Minnesota. They won the Super Bowl. That's a whole lot to unpack there.
I don't think that's true.
Last time the Giants were the 6th seed and had a tie in the regular season playing the
Vikings.
No,
none of that is true.
Okay, I understand. I can understand how that works, but yeah, no. Anyway, but thanks for joining us. I mean, what else really is? It's kind of a nothing game. Do you reckon? Did anyone stand out to you? Because obviously, the good thing is obviously players went out there and played hard because. Obviously, this is a chance for them to kind of show off and be like, hey, I should maybe get bumped up a little bit. Was there anyone that stood out to you and was like... Because I honestly...
Really. Like Davis Webb, maybe? But he's not going to take anybody's job, you know? Like, we didn't even play Tyrod, which I thought was a little bit surprising. But Davis Webb looked good for getting his first NFL start. He did about as well as a third
rushing touchdown
would do. Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. But there's nothing like I was like, oh damn, dude, like this is what we got going forward. So like I was just really like, hey, let's not get anybody we need next week hurt, and I think we achieved that. But
I was shocked at how ultra defensive we went. It was like, okay, we're we're resting Daniel Jones, so we put him back up. No, we're resting him as well, just in case. We're not risking anything. We need our backup as well.
Which
fresh.
I mean, it's weird to look at it that way, but it's like I guess like if something were to happen to Daniel, God forbid, knock on wood, if something were to happen to Danny, like we didn't have Tyrod, then it's like, all right, well, that's just mail that game in. We don't want another Glennon game. Like we already saw the Glennon game. When you don't have the backup for like a decent backup, you're fucked. And I think we now know Davis Webb would have been a decent backup. Again, I would like Tyrod maybe next year going in if we could have him instead of.
I mean,
Davis,
early on
in
the game,
third string quarterback going forward.
Early on in the game, it was very frustrating. I don't think it was working out for Davis Webb. But then you remembered, it's like, okay, this is literally his first.
Yeah, this is not the guy. Yeah, we didn't expect this.
Let's relax. But I considering all of that, I thought he came into the game very well.
I just wonder if they told him like he was starting during the week, because like I remember getting the notification. I have the Giants app on my phone. I got the notification that like Davis Webb had been elevated from the practice squad. And I was like, oh, he'll probably back up Tyrod tomorrow. That makes sense. Daniel probably won't dress. And then it was like, oh, Daniel Jones is going to dress. Tyrod Taylor's going to dress. Davis Webb will start. And I was like, I didn't expect that. But like, I wonder if like Dable was like, yo, like Wednesday last week or Tuesday last week was like, hey, just around a big smoke screen, just, yeah. What? Because his family was there. They kept showing them. It was like, hey, why don't you get your family in the box?
Obviously, his girlfriend that hates his parents.
It looked like that. They kept disappearing, and then they'd all be together, and then they'd be disappeared, and then it was weird.
No, they'd always like the parents were there, and then there was a seat in the middle, and then his girlfriend just looked miserable at the end. And I remember the commentator even said, "Like, oh no, they all get along. There was someone sitting there. He must have just gone up to use the bathroom or something."
Yeah,
and then they went back 20 minutes later. The seat was still empty. Like,
maybe a friend had diarrhea. I don't know.
Maybe.
Nothing worse than that. A good thing you have a sweet bathroom, though. But I don't really know how we got onto that again. Davis
Webb knew about it days in advance.
So yeah, I think you would imagine Dable was like, bro, probably want to get ready to go, because it's kind of a weird thing to just throw on. Hey, you're starting tomorrow. What? Okay. But good for Davis, and they hung with him. They covered. They were 14-point underdogs, covered easily in that. But yeah, I mean, we had a chance to beat one of the best teams in the league, and we almost did it with third stringers. So you definitely got to be feeling good with first stringers going into the Vikings this weekend. And I don't know. I'm gonna predict an upset just because it's all about vibes. I don't know if it's gonna happen. If it doesn't happen, I just got to keep remembering myself like, hey man, we weren't supposed to be here. So yeah, we got hope. We got Dabes, dude. And I've already put a bet on him for Coach of the Year. So hopefully he wins that honor.
Gotta be him and maybe there's two others I would put in the conversation.
Kevin O'Connell right across the sidelines from him this weekend. He's definitely got to be up for it. Sirianni, I think, was a favorite for it until they lost some of those games. So I think maybe he doesn't get it, but I don't know. Dibs was, I think, plus 426, which is pretty good odds. So I fired that bad boy up, and I'm hoping to get a win there.
Do you know the only person, if Brian Dable doesn't win it, who was I think Lovie Smith should get it. Just because
we're just beating the Colts and fucking him out of a one seat, like a number one pick.
He probably knew he was getting fired. And he was like, "Oh, you think you're getting a number one pick?"
Well, they had when they scored the touchdown on that 4th and 20, and then we're going for 2. I was like, how funny would it be if they just took a knee, just to secure the first overall pick? It's just like, nope, kneel it, and no, oh no, they're actually going to run a play, and then. I got it. And I was like, sick, dude. The one game that people need you to lose, you win. So way to go, Texans.
I just like to think that once they scored the touchdown, he got a text from the owner. It's like, don't you dare go for 2.
Oh, sorry,
we're going for 2, guys.
New phone. Who this?
Alex, so it's conspiracy theory. Smith wanted the Bears to get the first round pick.
He did coach for the Bears for a very long time. So, I mean, let's not rule that out.
Maybe he thought, hey, if I'm going to get fired from this, maybe if I do good for them, I can get a some kind of job over there. Got to keep
Something to
think about yourself sometimes.
Something to think about for sure.
Yeah, I was pulled up the Matt Breida. He looked okay for a couple of his carries. But yeah, a lot of I no idea about any of these. But
Boston Scott scored against us again. Boston Scott, I think, has scored 60% of his career touchdowns against the New York Giants. If you're ever watching a Giants-Eagles game, bet Boston Scott to score a touchdown at any time. And
I bet the odds are terrible, though.
They weren't. They were like, I think it was like 162. And I was like, all right, take it. So I was like,
did you put it on?
Yeah. And it cashed in, like, I think the first quarter is when he scored. But yeah, Gary Brightwell looked pretty good. I liked how much we were using him. It was interesting to see Lawrence Cager kind of going there, and I had almost forgotten about Marcus Johnson, because remember, like, we were using him in the beginning because we had nobody when everybody was hurt, and it was just like, oh, who's this Marcus Johnson dude? And like then he kind of just got like lost in the depth chart, even with the injured people. And then Isaiah Hodgins kind of happened, and Isaiah Hodgins really was a game changer for us. Did you see in the Bills game when the John Brown scored a touchdown in the Bills game and they had Isaiah Hodgins' picture because he was on the Bills practice squad? Yeah, they put the wrong picture up next to him. It was pretty funny.
That's hilarious. What network was that on?
What?
Which network was doing that?
I think it was CBS, because Fox does those stupid like cartoon graphics where it's like everybody's just ripped.
Oh yeah. No, I like the who does which network does the when they're like, and let's take a look at the Giants offense, and then they go, Daniel Jones, Duke, and
that's like Sunday Night Football does that.
Some of them are fun as fuck.
University of Untouchable. What?
Who's the guy like, I'm leader of the mole people, or whatever the fuck it was?
Yeah. And Sexy Dexy. He said Sexy Dexy in it. That was cool.
I'm surprised they let him do it.
Lawrence. Can't stop Sexy Dexy. You gonna tell him now? You see how big that guy is?
It's a big boy. Sexual chocolate.
Like, yes, sir. You can say Sexy Dexy Lawrence. You can go ahead with that.
But yeah, Minnesota on Sunday. Yeah, you're gonna lay it out for us. So you're gonna put a prediction, or you're just gonna keep it calm and just hope for the best?
Oh, Giants win. Just pull off the upset. Bring on the Eagles, dude. Bring on the Eagles.
And then, because then at that point, it's the old cliche, everyone starts at 0-0 again. Everyone, any given Sunday, unless you're playing.
It's also hard to beat. It's also hard to beat a team twice or three times. I don't think the Giants ever lost 3 times to one team in a single season.
I mean, it's just science.
It's really hard. Just numbers wise. It's really tough to beat us 3 times.
And then imagine, I'd be shocked if they do. Imagine if we go to the NFC Championship game against the Bucks. Tom Brady
can't beat us. I mean, that's the ideal situation. The Bucks beat the Cowboys. We beat the Vikings. The Bucks beat the 49ers somehow. I don't know how that happens. But then we beat the Eagles because they can't beat us 3 times in a row. Then we beat the Bucks because Tom Brady can't beat us. Boom, we're in the Super Bowl. This is a very, and what's wrong with me is my brain is going to buy into it now, and I'm 100% buying into it, which I'm fine with right now. I'm fine with it. I'm not going to let myself be heartbroken on Sunday. I'll be sad if we lose, but I'm going to just be like, hey, buddy, we're way ahead of schedule. But like, there is a path that I have just paved for the Giants to go to the Super Bowl, and you gotta have a little luck. You gotta
the word? We manifest. You get manifested.
Manifest destiny. I think that's what it is.
Alex is right. Fun fact: the Giants have never lost to the Eagles 3 times in one season.
They've never lost to any team in 3 times in one season.
Take that to the bank.
And the last time we played a division opponent in the playoffs after losing to them 2 times was 2007 when we played the Cowboys. We lost them week 1 and like week 12. And then we beat them. R.W. McQuarters intercepted Tony Romo. And we advanced after beating the Bucks and not Tom Brady, a Tom Brady-less Bucks team. Then we played the Cowboys. Then we beat the 49ers. No, then we beat the Packers. Then we went.
Tim on Facebook, hoping the Giants are up by less than 3 points and the Vikings have to rely on their kicker, seeing how their kickers always choke in the playoffs.
There was a Gary Anderson, I think. I lived in Atlanta when they had the Morton against Gary were the kickers. Brothers were kickers on opposite ends of the Falcons Vikings in the NFC Championship game, and the Vikings missed it, and the Falcons went on to just get the shit kicked out of them against the Broncos, I believe. I think it was the Broncos, and LA won his second straight.
I don't know. After that last game, I'm still scarred by that. I don't want them to have a field goal attempt.
No, I mean, I definitely don't want it to come down to that either. But what you got to do is we just go in there, we beat them like we beat the Colts. Like,
or they just need to bring a giant wind machine.
I've already gone. I'm very anti-Minnesota this week. I've already talked shit on Twitter. Whole state of Minnesota, they killed Prince. Sick move, you perverts. They only have a bunch. They only brag about their lakes because they're too pussy to have fucking oceans because they're scared. I don't care how many lakes you got. They're just fake oceans. The biggest, coolest thing they have is a mall. And they say it's America's mall. Get out of here. Like the Cowboys to their America's team. Fuck you.
And their logo kind of looks like Hulk Hogan with a stupid hat on. And no one likes Hulk Hogan.
Like a wannabe biker gang. And I saw that also like Vikings didn't really ever have horns on their helmet. So historically inaccurate. Wow, way to try and rewrite history, which I'm sure they're trying to do because when you look up Vikings in their history, it's not exactly the best. We want to talk about problematic mascots. All right. The R words are no longer a thing. Well, raping, pillaging, and plundering wasn't exactly a big plus for most people if you'd ask them these days. And that's what the Vikings were known for.
Tim says you pee on the side of the road. It's considered a lake. Now, I
think Tim lived in Minnesota, was from Minnesota, so Tim would know. But he's a Patriots fan. He's not a Vikings fan. I know that.
T's and P's for the Patriots.
That's not true. It's not true.
Bob McFunderwaffle's fun fact. Kirk Cousins never beat the Giants when he played with Washington.
He definitely did.
I don't know where he's getting these facts. You know, you need to stop using Bing. You should need to like ask Jeeves or something. He never let me down.
Yeah, ask Jeeves. But Kirk Cousins has never beat the Giants in the playoffs when he was on the Vikings. Not that we've ever played them under that scenario, but still. We're going to win. We're going to get it done. Danny's going to be Danny. He's going to go off, and we're going to, this is that guy we're going to sign up. We're going to re-sign him, and we're going to be excited. We're going to be hyping ourselves up and trying to convince ourselves so we can beat the Eagles this time next week, Mike. What do you think? What is your prediction?
I'm going to put out some bold predictions because I did that before the Colts game and it came true. So I'm going to put this out again.
Do it, Mike's bold predictions.
I am going to predict once again we're going to score a defensive touchdown.
I like it.
And I think Danny repeats and contributes 4 touchdowns to this game.
Oh, he's responsible for 4 tutties? Hey, I like that, dude.
I see Giants putting up 35 plus this Sunday.
I like that. Let's stop the run game. Stop this Justin Jefferson fuck and sack the fuck out of Kirk Cousins. Like, just blitz City. Wink. Let him go, buddy. And I think we can do this. We can do this. We should have beat him a couple weeks ago, man. And we're ahead of schedule. We can't hate it if we can't be mad if we lose. But like, unless there's like something just fucking terrible that happens at the end, you know, like if there's some just botched play or something like that, then I'll be upset. But like, if we just lose, whatever, okay. Like that's because that was the hardest part about like being mad about like that first game we lost, where it was like, I mean, we let like the offense left the field, and we were up. So like, it's not the offense's fault at all. And then like the kicker just made a freak field goal that was like 10 yards behind that yellow line. They were like, this is his goal line. Like, I was like, all right, this fucking sucks because we would have wrapped up the playoffs by then. But like, I don't know. Not 4 rushing touchdowns, 4 total touchdowns. He includes rushing or throwing.
So
I
reckon
he'll last week.
He'll
and
get
he
at least
ran
one
for 2.
rushing touchdown. I feel is it Hodgins?
Hodgins, Isaiah Hodgins.
I keep saying Hodgins.
Or Richie James. Him and Richie
Hodgins.
James have been just lighting it up, dude.
I'm Rick James, bitch.
Yeah. Getting a win, dude.
Who else can?
Let's get a playoff win.
Maybe even Slayton, just for laughs.
Just for
Let's give
shits and
him one.
gigs. Here's a fun fact. The Giants since 2000, since the year that they lost to the Ravens in the Super Bowl, every time they've won a playoff game, they have made it to the Super Bowl. So if we win Sunday, based off of that stat, we're going to the Super Bowl. Whether or not we win, up for debate. Because we lost that Ravens, but we win. We're either out that first game or we go to the Super Bowl. That's pretty much how the Giants have been in the playoffs.
Like it.
So stamp that ticket to Arizona, which we've already won a Super Bowl in, by the way. Again. So
it's fate.
It's fate. Team of death.
I might as well start looking at flights now.
Yeah, maybe we go to Arizona. You want to go to Zona? You want to go to Zona, dude?
Let's do a live podcast outside the stadium.
I'll be fucking kind of down to try that. I mean, we obviously couldn't get in the game, but like I might be down to go for the weekend.
Let's do some research.
In the off chance the Giants get into the Super Bowl, let's do it. And what are the odds that we have to actually do that too? Right? Which is going to be like, it jinxes it. So then we go to the Super Bowl. So then we have to do it. And it's like, joke's on you. I wanted my team to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. No, I totally want to spend
this is what I want.
Thousands of dollars on these jacked up
worth it
plane costs.
Worth it. Hey, they've never lost a game that we have both been at. Fuck, we wouldn't.
That is true.
They've never lost a game that we've both been in the same city at during the game. Coincidentally, we just happened to be at the game together during that. But
we're just covering yourself, so we're just sitting outside.
Right.
Just hopefully there's tailgating.
Let's fuck around and win. Let's just fuck around and win. All right. Let's go Giant. I felt like that was the end of the podcast. I forgot we have a whole other half of the podcast to go.
Still, you got your favorite part of the show coming up right now.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
It's time for this week's Joke of the Day.
The joke of the day.
So, Alex,
let's hear this one.
It was some sad news, I have to say.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know how I'm going to. But did you hear about this? What happened over in Paris today?
Was it a terrorist attack?
Oh, it was.
I was trying to set you up terribly for that.
Oh, there's an explosion at the cheese factory.
Oh, yeah?
Debris was everywhere.
The joke of the day.
Debris!
Like cheese, get it, guys.
You're welcome.
Where do you come up with these? Yes, you silly goose.
Look out for my Jesus, can you hear that helicopter going over? My gosh.
Yeah, police chase.
I'm living in a war zone right now. But yeah, my Netflix special comes out next month, so check it out. West Ham also played this week twice, and we didn't lose. What was more shocking for you? The fact that we managed to go 2 games undefeated, or Kenny Golladay scored a touchdown?
I would say West Ham, because Kenny Golladay was just in because he was with backups. Like, is it like the Leeds game felt like I was like when we were up at one point, we went down 1-0, right?
We were down 1-0, and then we went
down
up 2-1.
The second we were up 2-1, I was like, we're gonna draw. It was like the second we scored, I was like, well, we'll probably get 1 point then. And we got exactly 1 point. And I don't know. I don't know
Tim
what
just
to
says a
expect.
whole dad joke. I'll take that as a compliment. It's a great joke. Thank you.
Not even dead yet. But yeah, it was predictable, very West Ham. Like, we can't hold on to a fucking lead. We don't know what we're doing. And it was like the defense just stopped after we took the lead. And guess what happens when you stop playing defense? You get scored on. So I guess like it's crazy because then like we go to the FA Cup and we win against Brentford. I don't think we looked that good. But
No.
why are we awesome at every other fucking competition besides the Premier League? Like the one that we like, I would say is pretty obvious that we need to be the best at. Like fucking Conference League, haven't lost a game. FA Cup, just chugging on to the next round. Fuck the Carabao Cup. That's not even a real tournament. I don't count that. And then the Premier League, just like, nope, can't fucking buy a win. Can't buy a win at all.
I was more shocked that we managed to score a goal from open play. It just feels like all of our goals are penalties, which I'm not going to complain about getting penalties. But
historically,
still,
we haven't
like,
gotten a lot of penalties. Yeah, so I mean, I'll take the penalties, but you're right. It was just, I don't really care. I know the FA Cup is a huge deal. I just did not give a shit. I would like my happiness and excitement for West Ham games right now is still about as low as it can be, where it's just like, I know I'm just going to be disappointed. I'm going to be disappointed.
The FA Cup has history. I don't think it means as much anymore, but because
I get it. Everybody has a chance technically, and it's like Sunday league teams, like everybody plays in it. It's everybody in England. I understand that. It's just like right now, like West Ham is, as they say across pond, in shambles. That West Ham is shambles right now, and it's bollocks. And we need to fucking win in the Premier League. So I don't really care. Like I don't really think we're gonna win the FA Cup. So let's not put our energy into that. Let's put our energy
and winning the Europa Conference League is a better prize than the FA Cup. So let's just focus on that, if anything. Yeah, if you win the Conference League, you get automatically into the Europa League group stages next season. Whereas if you win the FA Cup, I think you have to go through the qualifying in Europa League.
Oh, I thought you go to Champions League.
No, Europa League. The only way you can get to Champions League is by finishing in top 4 league.
Or you win in Europa.
Well, if you're in the Europa League, so that'll be next year. Do that.
Right.
We're going to win the Conference League this year.
Win the Conference League.
And then next season we'll win the Europa League. Yeah. And then the year after that we'll win the Champions League. Tim finally watched the movie This Is Spinal Tap and saw the bass player was wearing a West Ham hat. How have you only just seen that? That's a great movie.
It's one of
my favorite.
Hey, at least you saw it. I was watching The White Lotus with the wife and I were watching that, and one of the bad guys in season 2 was singing "I'm Forever Blowing Bubbles." And I don't want to.
Have you finish it?
I did, yeah. Dreams are fading dark. Because I was like, at one point, he had his arm around this girl, and I was like, "Are those the West Ham Hammers?" And I was like, "I mean, he's British. He said he's from London. That would make sense." And then he sang that, and I was like, I was Leo. I was like, I know that. I know that one. White Lotus season 2, not as good as season 1, though.
I didn't watch. I only watched bits and pieces of season 2 while it was on. And then I had no idea what happens on season 1. Is it the same story, or is it kind of like Knives Out, Glass Onion, where it's like same universe, but 2 different stories?
Murder mystery. Have
you seen Glass Onion?
I have not, but everybody told me that since I liked White Lotus, we should watch Glass Onion.
It's very good. It's very good.
Is Knives Out murder mystery the whole time too? Like, are all the Knives Out the same thing?
So Knives Out and Glass Onion are the same. So completely different characters, except for the detective is the same in both movies.
So I just need to watch that. That's what we'll do this weekend.
So you can watch either one in either order.
I'll be like, babe, well, I don't need to watch football on the TV. I can watch football on my iPad. And
it's
then
very chivalrous.
We can watch Knives Out. Yeah, I got all the setups. I got all the other screens, so it's like no matter what we're watching, like White Lotus was on, and I was watching. Like I think we finished White Lotus while we had the national championship game on. Not that I missed anything, because that was a fucking shit show.
That was embarrassing.
That was a fucking shit show. But TCU again is basically Dallas because it's Fort Worth.
How did they manage to get to that game if they're that bad?
I mean, Georgia's just really good, and Michigan. Michigan played a game to TCU's liking, and it was chaos, and Michigan did not fare well on that.
Still, the quarterback looks like he's in his 30s. I think sure
he's older than Daniel Jones and Jalen Hurts and Tua. He's older than like 6 or 7 NFL quarterbacks that are starting right now.
How does that work?
So he had to walk on. I think he either got redshirted one year, but then he transferred to junior college and played junior college ball for a little bit. Then he transferred back, had to walk back on to Georgia. Then they had the COVID year, so add a year to that. So that's 3 years, and then you get 4 years eligibility. So you can just keep playing. Like college, like especially with the COVID year, like you just could add a free year. I think Case Keenum was his last U of H for like 7 years.
So is this his last year of eligibility then?
Yeah, he's a senior, so he's done.
Is he in the draft?
I don't think he's gonna be a starting quarterback in the league. I think he seems like maybe a backup. But honestly, like Georgia hadn't won a national championship in so long before he got there. And I don't think he was the sole reason, even though he was MVP in both of those games, both the national championship games. But like what that guy has in like you get that in like southern college towns is like that guy can open up a car dealership and or a restaurant in Athens, Georgia, and never fucking worry about anything ever again in his entire life. Like that guy, fucking Stetson Bennett Chevrolet, shit. Like
just have that game on repeat.
No, but like just that's what like AJ McCarron when he won for Alabama, he won the national championship and he opened up a sushi restaurant there and just fucking banks because people were like, oh, it's AJ McCarron's restaurant.
Sushi restaurant in Alabama.
Do you know what it's called?
This doesn't sound good.
Do you know what it's called though? You're not gonna guess it, but his name is AJ McCarron and it's called Ajin. And it's not a joke. That is legitimately what it's called. Ajin. AJIN. A little weird.
Oh, get some Ajin
in Alabama, I bet. So like, yeah, Stetson Bennett's gonna be able to just fucking live off. I mean, you win back-to-back national titles. Georgia hadn't won any. Now you've won 2. Like, I think USC did it, but they got those vacated. Alabama's done it since 2000, and like since like 1990, and Nebraska's done it. And so it's like that's a very, very small group of people that have done that. So like you made like the people of Athens, Georgia, like the happiest they've been 2 times in a row, and that's how you go out. Like just to open up a fucking restaurant or a car dealership and just hang out, dude. You're set. But I think you could play in the NFL, make some money, and then come back and just do that.
Yeah, I mean, like, was like a third string quarterback going? I'm sure it's still pretty sweet.
I looked this up like 3 or 4 times a year. Practice. NFL pay. You make $207K for 18 weeks if you're just a practice squad player.
I'll take that.
Yeah, right. I mean, you get beat up a little bit, but like, you like football, like $207K a year. Like, I'd be tight with that.
And then he can go back to his car dealership the other weeks of the year.
Right. And you get called up, you get to play in a couple games, maybe. I don't know. You get lucky, a couple things bounce your way. JT Daniel, he got hurt, and that's how Stetson Bennett kind of stepped in and then ended up being the quarterback going forward last year. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't think he's going to be a high draft pick, maybe not even a draft pick. But he may be an undrafted free agent. But good on Stetson Bennett, and what a great name.
It's not a bad name. So yeah, that's our summary of West Ham versus Brentford.
Yeah.
There's
nothing, man. I didn't really
other than Ben Rama's like amazing.
The game
goal.
was
It was
gross.
Such a boring game.
The game was just gross. What did the kids say? It gave him the ick. He's like, it gave me the ick. Like that game gave me the ick. I hated watching it. I put it on an iPad at one point. I switched it. I was like, I didn't want to watch this on the main screen. I'm gonna watch other shit because this is gross.
I have to wear special glasses so I don't get headaches looking at computer screens. Do you think I know what the kids are saying? I have no idea. I'm old.
You gotta get with the kids, dude. Not like that. You gotta get like with the lingo, so you
I'm
can
not
tell
gonna get with the
if they're
kids.
making fun of you or if not.
Kids are idiots.
You say, "Hey, you whippersnappers, shut up!
Back in my day,
You and your TikToks better shut up."
I'll give you a TikTok round the ear.
The only thing
Yeah.
we ticked and talked were the clocks and Happy Days. It was in the theme.
I used to get a stick and rub it against the railings. That meant TikTok sometimes. Is that the same thing?
That's what you kids are doing these days?
With all the marijuanas? Brilliant. West Ham Wolves on Saturday. More misery, am I predicting?
I wouldn't be surprised. Let me see. Where's Wolves at? What's Wolves looking like this year?
They're below us, actually.
Oh, maybe we got a chance. I mean, probably a draw then. Probably a draw. Where's Leeds? Leeds is not that high up above us.
Leeds.
Yeah. Wolves
yeah,
is
2
fucking
points above us.
we're in relegation zone almost. Fuck.
Yeah, we are, like, thanks to goal difference, we are still above Everton.
Yeah, Wolves looks like they've been pretty bad lately. They drew against Liverpool though. Maybe we lose to them. I wouldn't be like, honestly. I don't see us winning. If we beat them, then I'll be surprised. Until we
I've got
prove
to
me
the
wrong.
point where I never see us winning now.
Yeah, just it's gonna be ugly. I'm gonna hate it the whole time.
Do you wanna,
95 minutes of just me hating soccer.
do you wanna add to that depression?
Yeah, let's.
So we've played 18 games and we've got 15 points. By the same time last season,
Oh, damn it.
we had 28 points and we were 6th in the league. And then we naturally added a bunch of new players and we got shit. Like, what the fuck? I hate this team so much.
I hate it. Yeah, I hate it. But at least we have the Giants, right?
We just need like once, maybe next year. We can have like
both be good at the same
West
time.
Ham
That'd
be good
really
and the
cool.
Giants be good.
I would love that, dude.
There you go. So yeah, I'll a draw, a frustrating draw. There you go. West Ham, do better. See me after class. Do better.
Exactly.
I think that ties it up in a nice little bow. But there are other podcasts that people can listen to us on with our voices and your eyes. Pass the Gravy, new episode coming out tomorrow. What a Gravy Gang got to look forward to? You and the crazy guys got to talk about.
We're gonna continue celebrating Manuary, celebration of men. Finally, a month for us. With our latest Man of the Week award. So we're gonna debate who we're giving that to, and then we're gonna talk a little playoff football. We're gonna tell you what's not cool for the week, and we're gonna answer some of your questions from the viewers and listeners that participate. You had a good little "What would Jesus do" for us last week. Appreciated that.
Well, your response to my "What would Jesus do" question inspired tomorrow's new episode of Waffle Box, because you looked into what were the top trends on Pornhub for last year.
And
I was like, I need to check this out. And
see if JC was gonna go with the flow or not.
And I when I saw the amount of information that they released,
there's a lot.
I legit spent a good 20-30 minutes like analyzing this data, and I'm going to be discussing it tomorrow.
Good. I'm hoping there's an Excel spreadsheet or something like that.
We're going to talk about which state is the weirdest for their kinks. I'm not going to judge anyone in terms of
don't
like,
kink shame. We do not
weird.
kink shame.
No, there's a couple I'm going to. I'm sorry. And then just by amount of time spent on Pornhub, we're going to tell the ladies, hey, If you want a man that lasts long, we're going to tell you which state you need to get a man from. Things like that. It's going to be fun. We're going to dive into Pornhub 2022.
Fun for everybody.
That's fun fact, while we're talking about it, right? Do you know what was the top search on Pornhub last year from Texans?
No. Rodeo.
Panties. It's quite relaxed.
We'll just type that. Hey, it's classy.
Panties.
There's some boudoir photos. That's what all the Texans were looking for.
And
dirty.
there was a couple of them I actually had to look up on an incognito browser. Just be like, what the fuck is that? I don't know what that is. Like, do you know what PMV is?
PMV or POV?
PMV. I know what POV is, but PMV.
Like the man point of view?
No, it's porn music video, and it's all animated. So it's like anime music videos, but I guess I didn't look up any examples, but yeah, it's like, what the fuck? And that's
a lot here.
That's what Ohio is into.
Sounds like a must-listen to episode. What you're saying.
Yes. Go to enjoywafflebox.com. Plus, we've got movie reviews and feel-good stories. I'm gonna definitely keep the feel-good story right there because I don't want to filth that up. But yeah, check it out. Enjoy Wafflebox or at WaffleboxPod on Twitter and Instagram, and obviously Pass the Gravy Pod on Twitter and Instagram. So as always, remember, Wafflebox keeps you busy in the morning and the afternoon, and then around about 4 or 5 o'clock, stick on Pass the Gravy. It's the best day of the week. That's what I say anyway. I think you would agree, right?
Right. I agree.
Right. Yeah.
A million percent. A million percent.
Thank you very much, Tim and Alex O, for joining us in the live chat. You can join the party every Tuesday at 6 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Central. Go to cbbpod.com. Get those live links. You can check us out on YouTube and on Twitch and Facebook. You can join the conversation. You might, and then when you go back and listen to the archive, you'll be like, oh my God, they said my name. And it's so much more fun. So much more fun. Be part of the show. But yes, until next week, of course, don't forget.
Seahorses forever.
Go Giants.
See you next Tuesday.
Hey, let's go to Peyton. He's going to break down that touchdown. Can't hear shit. Never mind.